Morning, everybody. You're welcome to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Right. If I sound a bit slow, I'm just demoing really. Because I just wanted you to get a feel of the fun that we all had yesterday at the hotel at the 90th birthday party of Uncle Samamuka. Now, Uncle Samamuka, of course, is a journalist. I don't want to read his whole life history. I think those who know. Those who don't know can always Google it. It's not called Google. It's Google. I've heard people say Google. No, it's Google. So you can. Google will be one O. Google two O's. Don't mind me. I'm in my cantankerous mood this morning. So yesterday, Uncle Sam turned 90. Everybody turned out that I know should be there. Name it. Even the president was represented. It was a big event. The Olu of Wari was there. And I was quite impressed. With the speech of the Olu of Wari, and I was saying to myself, I wish we had more of our traditional rulers who could speak so eloquently and make a lot of good sense. And yeah, of course, the Olu of Wari is I can't call him a young man because he's a Olu of Wari, but he used to be a young man to become a Olu of Wari. And it was nice to see it. It was nice to hear him talk. Uncle Sam was his usual self, in the midst of his regular friends, Chief Oshoba, Ike Wachuku, the same old set of friends, Dr. Bodola Jumoke, and of course I was there with all the lower ones at the lower deck. We were there in full. We were dated by Eric Teniola, Kenny Adamson, Tohi Akiode. And anybody my age would understand the nostalgic feeling that I must have had yesterday. So today I want to do a kind of tribute to Uncle Sam, who gave me my first employment. And at my first employment, he gave me an immediate push. I remember back then I asked to be employed as a reporter. I wanted to put senior reporter in front of it to see whether it would work. And lo and behold, when I got to personnel, the greatest shock of my life was I was given an appointment as an assistant editor way back then. Very young man, 24. And the job came with quarters. I had a two-bedroom flat? Yes, 2 or 3 bedroom. I can't remember. But it was a 3-bedroom flat because Tunji Ladner, my friend, also got an appointment, and he was also given a 3-bedroom flat. So we said to ourselves, why should we? We're young guys, why should we have 3 different flats with one? And there was a TV that comes with the flat from one company called that time Renta Color. I think it was one of Chief Amadari's. So we decided to share one flat, and we abandoned the other one. So it was me, Tunji Ladner, and our dog, Topsy, who was in the house. And I remember, I'm going to make you young guys jealous a bit. I remember I was talking about my dog the other day and talking about how things have changed. And I remember that my dog used to eat every blessed day 3 tins of geisha mixed with rice and palm oil. Then weekends I go and buy biscuit bone for him. Wonderful. Yes. He used to eat 3 things. I remember that Tunji and I would go shopping for the house. We'd go to Leventis. We would buy the normal milk, sugar. Apart from all that, we would even buy things to make Chapman and so on and so forth with the berries and buy fruits. We'd come out with about 4 or 5 big giant boxes. And the bill would just be 50 naira. Yes. I think my salary then was, because Uncle Sam told me, how much do they pay people like you in the ministry? And I think I told him it was 650 or so, and then I was paid 1,002 or something like that every month. It was a lot of money. Wonderful. That was a time when you could, years later when I left Vanguard, Punch to go to Vanguard. I remember the car that I bought. When I went to buy that car, it was a Passat TS. I bought it for 11,000. It's like me taking out my wallet now and buying the Passat every 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to talk today. I'm going to try to talk. We are having slight problems with our phones. So when we open up the lines, you can call any line because we're not even sure which one is working and which one is not working. But I'm going to try to talk to Muyiwa Adetiba, who was a pioneer editor of the Vanguard but started his career with Uncle Sam in the Punch. I'm going to talk to the greatest cartoonist of all time. Unfortunately, that genre of journalism is fading away slowly. Back in the day, we had Bayo Dulano, and of course, the man we call superstar, Kenny Adamson. Kenny Adamson, if there's anybody who made Obasanjo feel so uncomfortable through cartoons, it was him. And the thing about cartoons is you can't hook the guy. He will draw him, he won't put his name. The thing about cartoons is that you can. That's why today, sometimes I say that, look, civil society have to devise other ways. One of the rebellious ways we used in those days were cartoons. You just draw the cartoon. To once you want to show that it's Obasanjo you're talking to, he shows a man in uniform with a big belly, and the rest, So I'm going to talk to Kenny Adamson. I'm also going to talk to Breaking News. We call him Breaking News, Eric Teniola, Eric Koko. Eric, I usually tell people that if you use a needle, like a long rod, thin rod, to pierce the ground, if there's any news at the bottom of that hole, Eric will, I do miss journalism of old. There's so many stories that aren't unraveled these days, and I wonder what has happened. Well, that's a story for another day. I'm going to try to get Muyiwa Adetiba now and see if he will oblige us. If I don't, whether I need to know if he's woken up. I spoke to him about some 10 minutes ago, and he was saying, so I don't know. Has he picked? Muyiwa, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? You're on air.
I'm around. Mr. Adamson is not too keen, but I'm convincing him.
What is he not too keen about? I'm not. Nobody's going to arrest him. Those days are gone.
You can't even arrest him in my house. We'd
like to hear straight from him. Okay, let me start with you whilst he warms up. Okay, we are live on air, please. Let's go.
What?
We are live on air now, please.
I thought you said you come on the studio.
We are live on air. Let's go. Okay. What was going through your mind yesterday when we were there and you're looking at Uncle Sam 90? What exactly was going through your mind?
I'm sure the same thing that went through your own mind.
Hey, Modano.
I mean, maybe a little farther than yours, but I remember when I first met him. I don't. It was still under 40 then. So and I remember the things that people under 40 do, and the things he did. I remember the party, the time he invited me to a party and I didn't go. And he called me the following week. I said, why didn't you come to my party? And I said, I couldn't make it. And he said, next time I invite you to a party, it's an order. I didn't know that was when he went. So little things like that. The early years, I remember when I used to pick him for go and play squash. And then in my Beetle. Remember that my Beetle?
The green Beetle, yes.
The green Beetle that you fantasized about.
Oh, come on.
And there was a particular time I think I was driving too fast. And Uncle Sam was pressing on the imaginary brakes. And I said, Uncle Sam, are you the one driving? You are pressing on brakes. And his answer was, I don't want to die in the books.
Okay, but professionally, what could you say you gained from him? Professionally,
Everything. He was the only person I worked for.
Yes, that is true.
So everything is management style, his way of encouraging people. I mean, I knew very early in my career that he would read everything I wrote. So that put a lot of care. I won't say pressure. I knew that I was going to read it, so that made me more careful. And sometimes I would say, what will Uncle Sam think about this sentence? What will he think about this paragraph? You know. And then he had this way of sending articles from foreign magazines to me, or arranging interviews for me and say, I'm sure you can do a better interview than this. You know, things like that. Those were things I remember.
Well, I think it's instructive to tell our people that till date, Uncle Sam reads the Vanguard cover to cover. It's amazing. But by the time I joined you people too, I discovered that he would call you up on something you wrote last week. And you'd ask yourself, where did he get the time to do all this? Because I also remember when I joined that he was a socialite. He was a heavy socialite. And the question you'd keep asking yourself is, where does he get the time to juggle all these things? At 90, he's still doing the same. So, do you have a message for him? Do you have any message for him or whatever that you'd like to drop?
Well, I know he's lived well. He's lived on his own terms. He's done things the way he wanted to do them.
Yeah.
And I just wish him a healthy, whatever is left, let him be healthy. Let him, I'm not going to ask him to do things because that's the way he's going to live his own life, the rest of his life on his terms. I just pray for good health for him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to die being dependent on people, because that, I'm sure that will make him unhappy.
He said yesterday he was dead already anyway. With what he saw yesterday, he said he was a walking dead man, that he was dead anyway.
Okay, after I left.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Let me speak to Kenny, if you don't mind.
Thank you very much. Don't come back to me.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Kenny. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You know, by the time that you joined, morning, by the time you joined Uncle Sam,
yes,
cartoons were I think the only cat we had to see Ajiboye in the Sunday and Daily Times, and his own cartoons were not political. Who pushed you towards joining these cartoons? Was it your own idea or his?
No. Actually, I didn't intend to be a cartoonist. It was Uncle Sam who discovered me by chance.
Wow.
Apparently he lived 3 houses away from my father's house in Onike. That was in the 70s, early 70s, precisely 73.
Yes.
So one morning, I just saw somebody bang on the door of my bedroom, and I opened the door. It was Uncle Sam. I looked at him. Said, "You can hear him sing?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I saw your painting next door." He had a friend next door. And I remembered the woman next door was one of my collectors. He said, "You can hear him sing?" "Yes." He just came straight into my bed, and I had my paintings in the single room. I lived in my father's house, bedroom, home studio.
Yes.
And he just sat on my bed, look at the paintings. He said, "I like that, I like that, I like that." I was able to make money that morning. And the next thing he told me, "Would you like to work for me?" I didn't have a job there. And looking at him, he has this charm about him, that is magnetic. And I said, "Yes." I didn't even think about it. I said, "Yes." He said, "See me in the office." I don't even know the office. He said, "Okay, when you're ready, come with me." So I rode in this Kamangia then the office was at Ibutemeta.
Yes.
That was where the whole story started. And he has been a wonderful. He's more like a father to also.
Yes.
And he has this knack for discovering talent once he sees it in you, he knows the next thing is he wants to develop it in you.
Yes.
So he made most of us what we are in the world of journalism.
Yes.
And he has this knack for giving you the title of superstar. So that was how the title got stuck on me. And same thing with my friend Muyiwa Adetiba, another big superstar. So Uncle Sam had a lot of superstars on his hand then, because he created them.
Yeah. Well, I can say boldly that he created me. I mean, I've done a very tiny stint at the Daily Times, but there is nothing near what I learned from Uncle Sam over the years. Even when I left active journalism, there's nothing near it. And he's probably, I no longer consider him an ex or former employer. I consider him, in fact, he always tells me that, Jimmy, your family. I said, yes, that we're one big family. So, Kenny, but you don't, what do you think happened to cartoons anyway? That genre seems to have died.
Uncle Sam, let me say, pioneered the use of cartoons in Nigerian newspapers. It used to be there. Where Daily Times, we have Daily Jegede, Josie Ajiboye.
Yeah.
Long before I even dreamt of doing cartoons for newspapers. But Uncle Sam, popularized it, and another newspaper caught up with it.
Yes.
And today you have a lot of political cartoonists all over the place. It started with one man.
But it doesn't seem to catch public attention like it did back in the day. I mean, I'm sure. Were you ever arrested, though? Remind me. Were you ever
well, there were threats then, but we know how to find our way, out of the office once you get the information that the SSS are around, and they don't need to tell you what to do.
What to do. Okay, thank you very much, Kenny.
Thank you so much.
You up. So
have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day too.
Yeah, thank you. God bless.
All right. So I've spoken to Muyiwa Adetiba and spoken to Kenny Adamson. We're going to take a short break now. On the other side of the break, I'm going to try to see if I can speak to Eric Teniola, and then I'll open up the lines and we can all wrap it up. We'll take a short break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you, of course, by MTN. Right, we're having a few technical problems here, but we can take your calls. And you can call any number, 0201 2770993, and you can call 0201 465 7190, whichever. You can even call the WhatsApp line 0809 597 5805. Between those three lines, I'm sure you'll get to be able to talk to us. Let's pick the first call. Hello, good morning.
Odogu 1 and 2 Esquire, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Happy birthday to Uncle Sam.
Yes, sir.
I wish him all the good things, good health, long life. He will live long and see his children. Odogu 1 and 2, I want to thank you once more. You know, I've been hearing all this about talking of men of integrity. But this morning, hearing you with Uncle Adetiba, right, and
Yes.
the cartoonist,
Yes. Kenny Adamson.
Kenny Adamson, I said these are men of integrity. Not this one that these politicians are doing today. When they say people are clean, this your squad are clean men. And these are the type of people we should celebrate in Nigeria. Not all these money bags.
Okay.
Uncle Jimmy,
thank you very much, sir.
I want to thank you once more. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Jimmy.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. This is Mr. Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you didn't bring Uncle Sam's other name, Sad Sam.
His nickname, yes, Sad Sam. That was his pen name.
Yes, that's yes, in Daily Times.
Yes.
In fact,
In
it was,
calling himself Sad Sam at that time, it was to show that he was unhappy with a whole lot of things. Now, if he was unhappy with things in the 60s, do you want to imagine the state of mind now in 2025?
Exactly. Exactly. So, it was actually, I don't know if you know him, Auntie Agbeke Ogunson that introduced me to him.
Oh.
You know her?
Very, very well. She's my
do
big
you know her
big
whereabouts?
No, in fact, as soon as you mentioned the name, something struck me that I hadn't seen her for quite a while, but I will find out.
Please, I am looking out. In fact, she's another nice media lady.
Yes.
In fact, I will call her a godmother.
Yeah.
Auntie Agbeke Ogunson.
Yes.
You know, he later got to the Lagos state government and got to the rank of
PAMSEC.
Yes. So please, do me a favor, locate her whereabouts, please.
I will. Thank you very much, sir.
Amen. Bless. Keep up the good job.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that call. Okay, like I said, you can call any number. Okay, you can call any of the numbers. No male or female line today. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Malik.
Malik, what's wrong with your phone?
I can hear you very well, sir.
But you're talking kind of slow. Are you okay?
Hello?
I think there's something wrong because even his voice sounds a bit slurred. Or could Malik still be under the duvet giving these rains? Maybe. Okay, let me try and talk to Eric Teniola, Eric Oko, and try and see if we can get him and hear what he has to say. Like I said, Eric's is nicknamed them Breaking News, and we were quite a team with Toye and the rest of us. Quite a big formidable team then. Do you have him online? Eric Oko, morning.
Hello?
Morning, Egbomi, how are you?
Ekwano.
Oh, Jare, I had a nice time with my little bro, Muyiwa.
Muyiwa is always your little bro.
Hey, he's my little bro. I was able to put him in check.
When we divided now,
hey,
now.
Until we get to heaven.
That was great. That was Sam yesterday.
Yes.
He was really honored. I felt it. The honor. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't. There's no way we can trick Uncle Sam to come on.
No. It's too much.
But
He's just one great individual.
But what was it like working for him? You worked for him in Punch. And
I worked for him in Punch as National Assembly editor, and even before then, I worked for him as Oyo State editor. That was 77.
I see.
Yes, I started as Oyo State editor.
I think he was editor of the Sunday Times, then, Abi.
Yes, he was Sunday editor of he was editor of the Punch, Sunday Punch.
Oh, Sunday Punch, okay.
There was Sunday Punch before the Punch.
Before the Punch, yes.
Yeah. So I work for him. He's a man who will always put you at ease, and he discovers the talent in you.
Yes.
He encourages you to be enterprising. And no matter what, you can never refuse Uncle Sam.
Yes, sir.
Because the way we talk to you, it will put you at ease, and you don't think you are talking to your boss. It seems you are talking to a very close friend.
But initially, though, in the Punch, I was kind of scared of him. He had this. You didn't know when you could sound him off. So I was very guarded. I was very guarded. But by the time I got to Vanguard, I'd gained a bit more. Don't forget, I was a little rat.
More relaxed.
I was a little rat when and he gave me a big responsibility. I will never forget it.
Uncle Sam is too much.
Yes.
He's somebody who will make you a friend within a few minutes of knowing you.
Yes.
It's the same way he's going to talk to the president of Nigeria. He's going to talk to a messenger.
Yes.
He uses the same system, the same way.
I've grown to be like that. No.
It's just too much. We put you at ease. No matter what. Come on. I remember one day I was coming from Lagos, and I missed the story. And the son said, Eric, what? The only person said, Eric, what's the matter? Says, I missed one story, and it was the lead of Daily Times, and he said, relax, my friend, have you had your lunch? Yes, my boss, who should chastise me?
Yes.
Have you had your lunch? I said, no, sir. I said, come, let's go have lunch. By the time we were eating, I felt at ease. He said, so, go up, write anything you write, and let them put it on back page. That was the end. Uncle Sam, no, that man is a wonderful man. He will put you at ease, as if there is no problem, even if you have the worst problem in the world. He will say, he will not call you Mr. He will just call you your first name, with affection. And I don't know with that man.
but you didn't pick some of his habits like Muyiwa and I did, the love for paintings and so on.
He's boys now. He regards us as inner boys. So it's like a godfather to us. So he sees us as inner boys. There's Jimmy, there's no secret Uncle Sam doesn't share with us.
Yes.
He will say, you boys, you have abandoned me for a few days now. Where are you?
No, we are going to. I understand he's hosting. He said he's hosting the next Amala.
Yes, Shomola told me this morning.
All of us will be there.
He said Uncle Sam is hosting. He has to host us now.
Yes.
Jimmy, if he doesn't see us for 3 weeks, he will say, Eric, you boys have abandoned me. I said, no, sir. Where's Jimmy? I said, Jimmy is talking on the radio, sir. Tell him to come and see me.
No, Uncle Sam told me that he looked at me. He said, scholarship boy, you are still at this thing. You know what we are talking about. Then he said, next time I will come to radio. I said, Uncle Sam, it's too late. Okay, Eric, let me let you go. It's nice.
He said Jimmy is with rage when he's talking to us.
I beg you, spare me. But that's it.
He said Jimmy is talking, is with rage. Talking with rage.
Okay, Eric, thank you very much, Eric. I just wanted to share a minute with you. Okay, that's quite interesting. I had to quickly get Eric off the air before he reveals one or two secrets that we keep to ourselves. And you can't guess. Don't worry. Don't even try. And to the madam in Lekki one, don't even try to imagine what that secret could be. Just go drink your ogi and the akara. So our lines are like I said, our lines are open. I like to share. I mean, since it's my program, so I'd like to share a few incidents that tells you the kind of person Uncle Sam is. What happened is, in Uncle Sam left Punch, I think it was 82 or thereabout, and then when he left the Punch, I also had to leave. It wasn't necessarily because of him, but I just wanted to. The thrill was gone. That's it. And we were young people, very, very confident. And so, at that young age, I joined an agency, and I was handling the PR solo, and I was saddled with the responsibilities of some big accounts to handle the PR side, whilst my MD, Cornelius Tay, way back then, faced the advertising. And so I was doing that, handling what was British Caledonian at that time, handling IBWA, Matchco, a whole lot of the economy was vibrant. Some of the companies of Chief Body Akindele, I think we did some job for BCCI and stuff like that too. And I was thrown at the deep end. And I pay homage to Cornelius Tay and all that. And that particular agency also was very vibrant. It had Ricky Manuel. All of you know Ricky Manuel. Some of you know Ricky Manuel. Bassi Ofiong, I can't remember where he is. George Beckley, all of us. I thought, And then one day I came in, and my secretary, in those days, we have a secretary, we will be big man, big job, we have a secretary. So my secretary told me that. You had a phone call, sir. I said, who was it? And usually my secretary would write the names and keep them on the table, but this particular one, she said, you have a phone call, sir. I said, who from? He said, there's one man, sir. He called himself Mr. Samamuka, sir. I said, what did you say? He said, Samamuka. I was sharing an office with Ricky. Ricky won't remember this. As soon as I heard Samamuka, I told Ricky. I said, Ricky. He said, I said, I'm out of here. Because I'd heard that, he was going to start a Vanguard. So Ricky said, what happened? I said, I have a debt to pay. Okay, and I'm like that. I have a debt to pay. So my job at the agency, I had a car and driver, I had secretary. I dumped everything, believe you me, and went to see Uncle Sam. And then he said, Jimmy, I'm setting the paper. I said, I heard. He said, do you want to be the advert manager, or do you want to be the... So he just wanted me with him, one of his boys. And I said, no, I'd rather just be the business editor. Now, mark you, I don't have a degree in economics. But I said I would be the business editor, and I think he loved that challenge. And I think I did fairly well. I was the first person to run a daily business page at that time. There was no social media, there was no internet, there was nothing. All I relied on was news, NAN, and so on and so forth. Then you read, Uncle Sam made sure we had Financial Times, you read the Economist, and were able to survive, So I did that for 2 years, and then I walked up to him one day and said, Uncle Sam, my debt is paid. He said, yes, I understand. So he said, what happened? So, well, I got an offer from Liver Brothers. And there was... Victor had set the example for us. Victor Gundikwe, he had gone to IBWA then. Komi had gone to... Komedimile, he had gone to FCMB. My eyes were on the bank. I was actually targeting a bank called NIB. But, the pressure from the Liver Brothers was quite high, and they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. Let me just leave it at that. Small boy. I remember with the Liver Brothers, on 2 occasions, somebody opened the door and said, are you this small rat that they called Iwokekere? It is one they call Jimi Disu. Because I had the director's office. And to see, I don't do big man before, But what happened was that, so when I told Uncle Sam that my debt is paid, Uncle Sam, I got to go. He said, yes, Jimmy, you got to go earn a living now. You know what he told me? He said, come on, you can't be wearing... These suits are good for this job you are doing, but you need to go. It was a big, top-profile job. He said, go and tell Ibiwoye that I said you should cover the World Bank and the IMF. I'd been to America twice on the job. He said, Go, just send anything that you can, any story, and then we'll give you £1,000 so that you can buy yourself some night suits. £1,000 in 86. I didn't know whether to dance or jump up or whatever, but I think I came back with about 3 suitcases, including a bag full of records way back then. I will never forget the things that he did. And since then, later when I left employment, I went back. I wrote a secret column for Vanguard, but I won't tell you the name. I wrote it undercover, and that's where I started writing my 60 minutes. Column. If those of you who remember, that 60 minutes were hot. That 60 minutes is what transformed into the Discourse. If you can lay your hands on some back ones, I think one of the best ones I wrote was the one I wrote on the election, on voting on election day. It was something else. It was exciting. So we have very good things to think about in Uncle Sam. Of course, I think the last 2-3 times I was in his house, Muiwa and I were struggling to grab one artwork. And we just took it off. I took the thing, it's like a sword. It's now, if you get to my house, it's the first thing you will see. I took it off and said, Uncle Sam, I'm taking this. He said, go your way. That's it. So, Uncle Sam, happy birthday to you. I'm glad that I wasn't called upon to give a tribute yesterday. I probably would have ended up in tears, really, because I'm very bad with public speaking. we was praying for me. When I was telling Kenny, I think I was telling Kenny, I don't know who, even though it was Eric, that I'm bad with public speaking. We were nodded his head. He said, yeah, he knows. I can do all the shakara I like when it comes to being in the studio. Not that I'm afraid of an audience, but I just generally get to overwhelmed, and I'm a very highly emotional person. So I'm glad I wasn't told to do that. I mean, my 2 mentors were there. Uncle Sam was there. Professor Wolishe Yinka was there to see the rascals that they had created. Okay, I'm going to take a short break now, and when we do come back, we'll round up with some telephone calls and we'll talk about other matters, so don't go away.
What did happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply. Oh, what did happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
Yeah, you're welcome back to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. As I was speaking, something flashed on my phone. This is supposed to be an internal circular from the Federal Ministry of Agric and Food Security. Federal Ministry of Agric and Food Security. That's the name of this. And I hope somebody will tell me that this circular is not true. It says it's an internal circular. It has a reference number. The date is supposed to be 11th of June 2025. And it's a circular from the Director of Human Resources Management, and it's to all directors, deputy directors, assistant directors, value chain desk officers, and all staff of MAPS. What is this circular about? Now listen carefully. Listen. I'm reading it. This is to invite all staff of the Federal Ministry of Agric and Food Security to this is the civil service, to a solemn prayer session for God's guidance and success in supporting the government's efforts to achieve food security. What is the theme? The theme of the session is divine intervention for protection and national development. Where is it supposed to be held? Conference Hall B, FMAPS Headquarters, Area 11, Abuja, from 12 to 12:30. Then there is an additional message. Please kindly come fasting on Mondays, on Monday 16th, 23rd, and 30th of June 2025. And it's supposed to have been signed by Modupe Adedayo, Mrs., Director Human Resource Management. I'd like to find out the veracity of this document. If it is true, it is the saddest development I have seen this year. I knew that our public service was almost going degenerate. I didn't know we had gotten this far. Where the government will tell you to come for prayers and fasting and so on and so forth. When did we get to this level? My friend who sent me the thing said that we have lost the plot and that there is madness in civil service and that our mindset has become delusional. I know that in some ministries they have prayer. I think it will depend on who the head of the unit is. They will have prayers in the morning and stuff like that. See, let me be honest with you. If you like, you can pray from now till kingdom come. If you don't do the right things, you get the wrong results. And see, the corporate world is not a place for prayer. It's a place for thinking. You can pray in your homes for guidance. I don't have a problem with that. But to make it international. Now, what kind of prayer are you going to have? Is it the Christian prayer or the Islamic prayer or the traditional prayer or which one? Or is it the one for Baha'i faith, or is it the Buddhist? What do we? I'm hoping I'm going to pass this on to people, and we'll try and authenticate this. If this is what the kind of civil service that the politicians have been quitting to us, then we have a big problem. You have passed over your responsibility to God. That's what you're doing. And it says here, come fasting. They're fasting anyway. Most people, I remember when I worked in the civil service for 1 year, and as a kid, okay, I was a clerk. I was a clerk in the library of the Ministry of Justice. But it opened my eyes to a lot of things that I can never forget. And I remember that when you come, the first thing you do in those days when you come to is to go and eat beans and dodo or something in the canteen downstairs. Before you then you go to the office wiping your mouth and But I don't think that happens these days. I think people don't generally just go and sit at their table. From 111, it became 101. I think now it's 001. You try and eat at about the time when you are going to bed. And I think all this is to divert people's minds. The establishment, if it is true, they have a fair idea of what they are doing. This is to divert people's minds from the realities of what we are facing. Why must we always? The politicians too are very adept at that. They tell you, we will call on God when you are doing the wrong things. Some of you are stealing the money, you are calling on God. The money that we are supposed to use to do these things, the expertise, you are calling on God. You put your children there, your cousins, name it. I'm sure if we took a proper census of people in the civil service now, close to 55% would be related in one way or the other to the leaders, to the political leaders. And that's where we are. I'd like to thank the gentleman who sent this to me. I'm not going to mention his name, of course. But we are going to find out if it is true. And that would be unfortunate. Do we have a caller? Oh, Kelvin here says that happy 90th birthday to Uncle Sam. It was a great honor to meet him recently after reading so much about in your book. Yes, I did a book as like a tribute to him. I had wished that the book would be distributed at his party, but we didn't even know we were going to have a party until about 2 weeks ago, because Uncle Sam this is the first birthday he's celebrating, and I know some of the intrigues that happened behind the scene to get him to stay back, but I'm not going to rat on But we finally nailed him. We finally got him to stay still. And let's pay a necessary tribute to him. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, Pastor Ladipo.
I want to thank God for the life of Uncle Sam. Papa is Papa Sam. Now, we can see that in his lifetime, the people he has affected positively, not the ones he induced, so he didn't induce anybody. There is difference, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
There is difference. He impacts people positively. And thank God that he's alive to take his accolades. This is the kind of people we need to celebrate in our society. Men that raised people to become somebody, not men that bought people's conscience.
Yeah.
Thank you and God bless me.
Yes, I'm glad with what you just said. Because if I were going to start trying to list the number of people that Uncle Sam has raised, including yours truly, the list is endless. The list is virtually endless. In fact, there might be another set that even we who believe we are close to him don't even know at all. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
My name is Obonyono Peter from Shongo Tedo.
Yes, sir.
Let me join you to felicitate his Papa Sam on his 90th birthday. And I pray that God will continue to bless him. Not only that, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to also congratulate him for backing a national award by the president, because I listened to when the president gave award. I think his name was mentioned.
Yes.
If I'm correct. So I want to thank you for at least for a milestone of that achievement, backing a national award. Thank you and good morning, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. His award is he got it in recognition of his services to the nation in general. And I think he deserves it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
My name is Godman.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, wow. I just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
What is the greatest character attributes about Uncle Sam that you can pick out for all of us to emulate? That, that quality, some qualities, good qualities that you could just pick out for all of us and say, this is how he is and what everybody should be looking to be like.
Okay.
That we could just emulate. Thank you, sir.
I'm an exact replica of him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm an exact replica. Sam made me. After my parents did the first job, Olusegun did the second job without knowing. Then Sam Amuka did the third job, and here I am today. So that's it. Do we take a break now? Okay, I want to take a break, a very, very short break, and then I'll round up for the day. See you.
To the man hustling every day to get his daughter through school. The artisans grinding every day to earn their urgent 2K. To the farmers, scientists, teachers, the doctors who do what they do so we can learn, live, and grow. The entrepreneur with his hustle, waiting for Baba to pick his call. To us Nigerians, doing our best daily to make ends meet. The world is yours. The world is ours. Let's go. Let's grow. Go make a difference with MTN Data.
Okay, so you're welcome back. I'm excited. I have another 90th to attend. I'm just realizing now that my auntie, Alhaji Latifat Ayola Agoro, is going to be 90 on Friday. Wow. And that's something. So this time next week, I'll be here. Don't worry. No matter, even if it means carry me with a wheelbarrow to the studio in the morning. Once you put on the mic, whether I behave myself is another matter entirely. But at least I will be here. 9:51, I got to go. I'd like to thank you all for listening. I'd like to thank Wonderful also for being such a wonderful woman. How are you, Wonderful?
I'm fine.
Yeah, fine. What do you think it's like to be 90?
I feel it's awesome to be 90 that age. I think my grandma is actually that age, and she's really strong and still pushing.
Do this thing before, you know. Say you understand.
Yes, I understand. She's really strong and still pushing.
I bless when she was here. I will bless you too, and you soon
Thank
go.
you.
I got to go. I hope to be back here on Tuesday morning with Sheriff at 7:30, and also on the daily digests at 9 o'clock. I thank you all for listening. Be of good character, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
No bonus for all my line. No.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.